Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you guys are all well. I am Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour chart. So yes, this Bitcoin 4-hour chart is looking perilously close to losing this support level. If it does lose this support level, we are probably looking at, obviously we've got 18.5k as an initial target. It would be unlikely that is where we stop, and then we have basically 17.5k and 16.5k. So yes, there are levels that could potentially open up to the downside here, unless we are going to hold this support level and bounce back up. Well, we'd at least need to see to get back above these recent highs, these very short-term recent highs at about 20,500. So yeah, if we get back above 20,500, then yes, maybe we can hold this for a bit longer. But at present, it is not looking too good. Obviously, we have new recent lows in the stock market. So i.e. lower than these lows here. Obviously we're not lower than these lows, we're not at this support level yet. We've got quite a bit of a ways to get down to this support level. We've got quite a bit of price action in and around the area that we're in. So we would hope we've got a chance of basically getting supported here, coming back up, trying to back test this resistance and trying to break through it. Lots of hopeful if buts and maybes there, but yeah, it is looking pretty dire. It is looking like we could take another leg down if we're just basically not to turn around where we are right now. DXY looking absolutely disgusting again. I mean, this is just not good. The US 10-year also just creeping onwards and upwards. I mean, it is to be expected that the 10-year is going to creep upwards with that inflation number, because now we have to price in their potential for higher rate hikes from the Fed, and obviously extend the period of time between now and whenever we do get a Fed pivot. So not looking good. Gold absolutely whacked here down as well, so it isn't just us. Interestingly, we've got to this important level down here that we've had drawn in for quite a while now. Let's see where it pretty much comes from. Yeah, I mean, it just comes from these levels around here, like these sort of wick lows we've got. We are down at that low now. Yeah, I mean, you could have previously kind of looked at this sideways price action before, so it is a line in the sand for gold here. This longer term price action, basically, if we don't take this out, if we don't get supported here, then we open up prices down, well, at least another $100, and then the only real area of price confluence we'll draw in here is basically this range here that could obviously then potentially hold price action, which could take us down to like, well, as low as 1100 or even low 1100s. So yeah, gold is looking I mean, all markets are looking precariously placed. It's not looking good. Even oil here is struggling to catch a bid, even with all the problems going on, even with the fact that Biden is talking about, well, I literally don't understand why they telegraphed to the market price levels, but they're basically saying that if oil gets down to 80, then they'll start basically refilling the strategic petroleum reserves, the SPR. So I got some food stuck in my tea. But yeah, so I mean, if they do that on the basis that that they're releasing so much per week, and I think last week was the largest amount so far at something like over 8 million barrels they released from the SPR, then if they stop releasing and then start buying, and it's at $80, I mean, clearly we're gonna basically bounce from that level. So that is clearly gonna get front run, and obviously that is basically what's happening, and prices will probably catch a bid and make their way back up, and at least for certain not take out $80. So I mean, you've got very limited downside risk here of $5 in oil. Because at that point of $80, and the federal government, I guess, it's not the Federal Reserve, but the federal government is going to be like, well, we're going to start releasing oil and we're going to start buying oil. what do you think is going to happen? I mean, that is a very, very strong support. That literally is a floor at $80 in the market. So very limited downside. Obviously a decent upside. Yeah, I mean, these markets could turn around here, which would not be good for inflation, not be good for the inflation prints, which would then bring recession worries and more tightening worries, which then obviously could then drive oil down. But then obviously it's gonna get supported down there. So yeah, not looking ideal. Yeah, I mean, we kind of looked. Did we look at stocks first? But yeah, as you can see, we are basically taking out these recent lows. So we've got this low, and if we break that, then it is crash time. What else do you want to look at? Not much else. Oh yeah, Ethereum Satoshi pairing getting whacked straight through here. Obviously, there are some people that were maybe expecting some better results from their forks, that potentially their POW forks that are potentially not going to do that well. And yeah, Ethereum getting dumped here. This is against Bitcoin also. Ethereum USD getting absolutely trolled at relative recent lows, and not looking very good here. Needs to mount a turnaround here, as does pretty much everything we're looking at here. Otherwise, otherwise we're clearly going to go lower. But yeah, I mean, just looking at this, it's very, very precariously placed. This is a very aggressive move down. If we can't hold this support, then we open up all sorts of price targets at $1,000 intervals below where we are now. How are stochastics looking? 4 hours looking like it can help us out for a little bit here. 12 hour still diving though, so maybe we are getting this reset on this 12 hour, and well, daily is not getting low enough to reset yet, but 12 hours certainly is. Buy daily is still pointing up, so that is not bad at all. 3 day is pointing up, so that is not bad. 5 day still down but at a low level. Weekly down but at a low level. Bi-weekly down but at a low level, and monthly down at basically very low levels. So like I said, like I've been saying for a while now, at some point we can get a very significant bounce, but it is a case of where that bounce comes from. But you would assume we are going to put in, even if it's just a medium term bottom in probably like the next month, and when these reset, we do find a strong bottom to bounce from. But yeah, at the moment things not looking good. So I mean, there are gonna be some things that break in finance 1.0 with this dollar and this 10-year. I mean, this is disgraceful that this is happening. I mean, you guys can tell how much this is annoying me. You can't have the world reserve currency and then literally then just starve the world of said reserve currency by obviously what is going on, and this is obviously why the price is going on, for demand for this and then supply not been there. So yeah, just not ideal, is it really? So yeah, let's see what happens today. Yeah, but interestingly, Bitcoin is holding up in the face of this. However, it's just got it's an important support level. It's an important psychological support level with the actual number. It's also the previous bull market high level around 20,000. So there is clearly support for people to be buying the good old coins at around $20,000. So yeah, once those people have had their fill, we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Not the most positive video, but hey, it is what it is. We're all looking at the same charts. The charts ain't looking good. It ain't looking good, is it? So there we go, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.